Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is September the 18th, 2017. Have a strong hand, long-term thinking, buy and hold, be a 20%er. All right, check out the links section below, cryptohwwallet.com, Trezor, Ledger Nano, leather cases. I've got one here for a Ledger Nano. I'm going to show you in a second. I believe it is, at least. Also, check out the notes section for all the pertinent links that go with the articles that I mentioned in this video. And Crypto Graffiti, I got a link down there to his t-shirts. I'm wearing one of them. He's becoming well known in the space. I interviewed him on here before. Being an entrepreneur in this space, people, it is, the opportunity is there. You should jump on it. Hey, and remember, if you're in the link section below, check out yesterday's show. I actually did 2 shows yesterday. One was very early in the morning, one was late at night. So check out the late at night one. That's the most recent one. I talked about, did I mention Bitcore in that? Yeah, I believe I did. And we're going to talk more about that now. And also, of course, this coming Thursday, there is going to be no show. I just wanted to remind you, I do post a new show every day, but this Thursday is Rosh Hashanah, and there will be no show. Here is that Ledger Nano leather case. It says, it says cryptohwwallet.com on it. I mean, these things come in cool box. I mean, he puts them in cool boxes too. I mean, it's really professional stuff, high class stuff. I mean, if you like that kind of thing, you gotta love your Trezor and your Ledger Nano and your storage device, man. It provides a lot of safety, and we're going to actually talk. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. One of the benefits of holding your cryptocurrencies at a Trezor. Well, obviously, you never want to rely on a third party. You want to control your private key, but we'll get into that in a second. So let me jump to my notes here. All right. So also, of course, we're back over. Bitcoin's back over $4,000. I mean, it's a yawn. It's basically a yawn. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. Nothing exciting there. We didn't panic. I hope you didn't panic. Hope you had a strong hand, because you need a strong hand to pound that like button. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, and also the leather case comes in this nice little pouch. It's so soft, and he makes it high class. They really do at Crypto HW Wallet. Really. Check it out. Use my affiliate link, of course. Of course. All right. So I started to split my Bitcore from my Bitcoin. Okay. So just to remind everything, there's this crypto dividend altcoin called Bitcore that's been around since April, at least April. And you can go to their site, which is linked to below, and follow the directions and claim your Bitcore. For every Bitcoin you have that you control the private key for on April the 26th, 2017, again, it's a snapshot from then, you get 1 Bitcore. So I linked to the Bitcoin Talk thread that explains that. And I also linked to the place where you can do this. Now, the last day you can do this is November the 2nd. So this is different than Bgold and Bcash, or at least Bcash, which is, you'll always be able to split your Bcash from your Bitcoin. That crypto dividend, this is time sensitive type of thing. And it depends on how much you had. Now, if you had your Bitcoin at a Coinbase, or you had your Bitcoin at some other third party, a Bitcoin exchange, no, you're not getting Bitcore from that. Sorry. If you again, so this is the benefit, the glory of having it at a Trezor. And then, if you want to turn it into Bitcoin, well, this Bitcore is kind of rare. It's at some New Zealand exchange, and you'd have to sign up for that. But whatever, that's your next step. You can store it on a paper wallet if you want to, and just wait until it's on another exchange. I don't know. That's the beauty of these crypto dividends. I mean, it's free. It's free. So, and there are people out there that like this Bitcore. I mean, I don't know much about it. I mean, I just know you get it. It's worth like $5 or $6, and then you can, sell it for Bitcoin. You can trade in for Bitcoin if you are on that New Zealand exchange or some other You know, be careful on these exchanges, people. Anyway, just so that Trezor made this so easy. And I'm going to explain how you do it with your Trezor. And I hope Bgold makes it as easy as these Bitcore people made it, okay? And now the Bitcore people are, I don't think they're English speakers. I have a feeling, I think they're based in Europe. They're not good at marketing, I will tell you that, because not many people know about this. I mean, you're hearing it here. You should be happy. I mean, if you had Bitcoin, you controlled your own private key, April 26th or before, you're going to get this stuff. You can get this stuff by doing what I'm going to tell you to do. Now, I say it's easy. And for some non-technical people, I mean, that's a matter of opinion. I'm so into this space now. A lot of things that are easy for me aren't easy for other people. So if you are a non-technical person, you want me to walk you through it, and you'll get your Bitcore. You can email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. You can get your crypto consultation. You can get help setting up your Trezor if you don't have one yet. We can just talk. People like to be, get out of this doom and gloom thing. I'm a very positive person. I help people through their, life issues. We're going to talk about the culture wars at the end of this video too. But no, if you need help extracting your Bitcore, even though I'm about to tell you how to do it, the deal will be you will give me 30% of your Bitcore, basically. It's not much to ask for. It's free stuff anyway. And try it yourself. You're not forced to do it, but that will be, because remember, this stuff is like, you have 10 of them. You have 10 Bitcoin. You get 10 Bitcore. What's that? $50. 30% of $50 is 15 bucks. I'm not asking for much here. But again, try it yourself. But if you do, as I know some of you need help out there with this type of thing, and you're interested in this. Some of you have 100 Bitcoin and you want to get your 100 Bitcore. So you can have your a Bitcore, excuse me. So you can have your $500. Well, then you'll give me 30% of that in Bitcoin or Bitcore. We'll work that out. But again, email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. But this is what you do. You go to that site. All right. You go to the site that's linked to below, the bitcore.cc/claim.php site. All right. And they're going to ask you for your for you to go to, well, you're going to go to your Trezor, and you're going to click, well, you're going to look at all of your Bitcoin addresses, okay, that are stored on your Trezor that you had back in April, and even try the other ones out. You will enter each address into the Bitcore site, and it will tell you how many Bitcore you are entitled to, which usually will correspond exactly with the number of Bitcoin that you see in your Trezor at the time. It might be a little different because you might have had less or more in your Trezor at that address on April 26th. So it all depends on what you had on April 26th. So it will tell you, okay, you put it in there, then it asks you for your verify. So you go back to your Trezor, and you click on sign and verify. You type in BTX, then you will into the sign area, and then you will push enter, and it will give you this long code, and then you will take that code back to the Bitcore address, the Bitcore site, and you will put it in there and push enter, and then it will say it is sending. Oh, and you also, I forgot to say, you have to have a Bitcore address. You will give them your Bitcore address too, and they will send that amount of Bitcore to your Bitcore address. So that was all over the place there, what I just said. But if you actually go to these sites, you'll get the hang of it. But it was very easy to do, to sign and verify at the Trezor. It was really easy. You just, again, at the Trezor, you pick the address you want to extract the Bitcore from. You type it in there. You type in BTX. You push enter at the sign and verify page. You get the code. You bring it back, and you share that with the Bitcore, and you also share with them your Bitcore address. So anyway, try it out. The last day you can do that is November the 2nd, and I'm sure there will be questions. So pound that like button. Hey, man, I'm trying to hook you guys up with the free crypto dividends, because holding Bitcoin is lucrative. And so remember, Bgold, they are taking a snapshot as of October 1st. So the amount of Bitcoin you have on October 1st is the amount of Bgold you will get when the Bgold eventually comes out, whenever that is. And I don't know what day that is, but it is October the 1st is the day whatever, and again, it's what the private key. You have to control your private key here. This can't be on some exchange. It's not, this doesn't work. And the same thing with the Bitcore. If you had it on an exchange that day, tough luck. If you have it, all your Bitcoin on an exchange on October 1st, that's not good. Control your private key, people. Control. It's another benefit of controlling your private key. All right, so some other crypto dividend benefits here. Let's say Bcash is at $470 right now. So back in the day, people can go to my videos from 2015 and 2016. I mean, there was one where I specifically said, buy 10 Bitcoin for $4,000 or something like that. Well, imagine if you had taken my advice when Bitcoin was $470 and you spent $4,700 on Bitcoin, and that means you had 10 Bitcoin, and you didn't do anything with that Bitcoin. You just held it like I've been doing, because that's all you had to do is hold your Bitcoin. So now it's the present, it's 2017. You've held your Bitcoin, your 10 Bitcoin. Lo and behold, you now have 10 free Bcash, which happen to be worth $470 each, which adds up to $4,700, which totally reimburses you from your original Bitcoin purchase in 2015 or 2016. That is the magic of the crypto dividend. That is the magic of holding, okay? And the simplicity of it all. Thank you very much, China, for your crypto dividends and whatever you're planning out there. All you Segwit 2Xers, Bgold, Bcashers, whoever you are. And by the way, Bgold, they're friendly. Bcash and 2Xers, they don't have friendly intentions, but whatever, dude. I just gave you an awesome scenario that happened to people. There's no doubt. People bought 10 Bitcoin back around that time, and they only own 10 Bitcoin now, but now they also have 10 Bcash, and it's as if they never paid anything for their Bitcoin. All right, totally made up for it. I mean, and who knows how much some of these crypto dividends are going to be worth in the future? Probably not that much, but who knows? You don't know. And I'm not complaining about $5 Bitcore, I'll tell you that. Free money is free money, or free crypto is free crypto, whatever you want to call it. Because never cash out your Bitcoin, man. Turn your crypto dividends into Bitcoin. All right. So Tor de Meester has a tweet out there that is talking about this guy. I think he was on CNBC, and other people have talked about it because this guy said that Bitcoin was going to be $25,000 soon. I don't care about this. These predictions are just like, you know what? This guy wasn't trying to get attention, but people, and neither was Tor by tweeting this out. But so, I mean, I'm not into these big number predictions. What I liked about this, what the guy said, he said only about 3,000 holders of at least $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. Whoa, that is awesome. That's so few people. You're elite, dude, if you own more than one Bitcoin, basically. There's only 30. And I don't know how this guy came about that number of saying that only 300,000 people on this planet own basically more than one Bitcoin. That he said $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's more than one Bitcoin. That isn't two, but it's more than one. So, and he says that's not a bubble, still a very early stage. Well, I agree with that. That is still a very early stage when only 300,000 people on the face of the planet own $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. And so, again, if you have 16 Bitcoin, if you have 21 Bitcoin, you're guaranteed to be elite. But maybe if you have $5,000 worth, you're elite. I mean, there's 7 billion people on this planet. There's let's think of it this way: over 300 million people in the United States. So 300,000, that's less than 0.1% U.S. population. Okay, so a lot of people over at Coinbase, a lot of newbies, they're like, I want to get Bitcoin. And they see, well, it's too expensive. I'll get some Litecoin and Ethereum also because I'm at Coinbase. And that helps out Litecoin and Ethereum. It pays to be at Coinbase, no doubt about it. But if you are one of those people and then you're like, well, I don't want to keep my coins at Coinbase anymore. I want to control my own private key because, Ethereum's having a crypto dividend possibly also, as we have discussed on the show. Go back to the archives, people. That's the community activated hard fork. But community activated hard fork. I digress. I haven't heard anything about that lately. Somebody update me. Come on now. No. So you want to move all three of your coins from Coinbase to your Trezor, let's say, because you want a great storage device, and it is a great storage device. I just gave a great example of why it's awesome. Man, it's awesome. And So you're planning to move to your Trezor. Well, at Trezor, it gets a little complex. You can easily send your Bitcoin over there, but can you easily send your Litecoin to your Trezor? Well, it's not as easy. There's issues with the M address. You have to send it to an M address, and you have to convert that to a 3 address. Do you know how to do that? I mean, they give links. They give links on the Trezor interface, but people have been contacting me about that. People have requested my help with that. People have had confusions. People have messed up with that. So again, you're probably saying, well, I'm not a newbie. Well, there are people watching this who do not fully understand this. So let's be patient with everyone here. I'm trying to warn. That's another reason you should really only get Bitcoin unless you understand what you're going to have to do with your Litecoin and Ethereum to get it off of Coinbase. Okay. And so then Ethereum, to move it to your Trezor, you have to, it's even more complex. You have to use the My Ether wallet interface. You have to go to a third-party website. And some of you are saying, well, that's easy. It's not easy for everyone. It isn't easy. You take this stuff, we take this stuff for granted in this space. For a new person, it's very hard. I mean, again, people have, I have consulted people who needed help with that My Ether wallet thing. When I was in Australia, I had a client, actually. I remember that specifically when I was in Brisbane. It was early one morning. It was late out on the West Coast where that person was. Hello, if you're watching, by the way. And dude, that person was, okay, I'm not going to mention what, that person was also into a certain altcoin. I said, why are you into this thing, man? Anyway, so I digress. But anyway, it's all about Bitcoin, people. It's the easiest one to use. It's everything is built for it right now. Hey, and whatever, you can do whatever you want to do. And hey, if you need help moving your Litecoin and Ethereum, come to me, adam@trezorhelp.com. I can get you through the process. But it is, again, it's not as easy. I'm warning you in advance. You don't have to buy it either. You don't have to buy a Litecoin or Ethereum if you are a newbie and you feel uncomfortable moving it. And the funny thing is, but they are, again, they're easy to buy in the United States because of Coinbase. So they're easy to buy. They're not as easy to move. But then there's Dash, which is not easy. You can't buy Dash for dollars at Coinbase. You cannot do that. But if you're able to take the step of moving your Bitcoin to another type of exchange where you can use your Bitcoin to buy Dash, it's really easy to move your Dash to your Trezor. It just is. So there are a lot of Dash haters out there. It's as easy to send Dash to your Trezor is as easy as sending Bitcoin to your Trezor. No extra steps at all, except this extra step of buying it. So there you go. So what else we have here? Oh, Zappo. Zappo is in the news. Apparently they support 2x. They want to use that as the real Bitcoin or something like that. So boycott them. Boycott them, put pressure on them to clarify what they're trying to do. Because it's not exactly clear what they think yet, but it appeared in a press release or not a press release, excuse me, in a correspondence that they had. And I linked to it below. The person, Mr. Hodl, says, warning, and I don't like that name Hodl. I just say hold, dudes. Warning, you will not be using Bitcoin if you own a Zappo debit card. Well, again, so boycott them, but I don't think anyone should be spending their Bitcoin anyway. You need to spend your Bitcoin. You need a debit card. You don't put yourself in that situation. Use it as a savings account. Okay, people, so remember, pound that like button, subscribe to this channel, and check out the link section below because we've got all the pertinent links down there. It is 11 o'clock at night here on the East Coast. For those of you who are new, I do this. This is a live show. You might be watching it taped, but I do it live every single day, but not Rosh Hashanah, not Thursday. Got to be in shul, got to be praying, and being with the family, of course. It's a great time. Great time to be. If you're Jewish, be around your family that day, please. It's remember that your family that's not with you and stuff. It's a great time. Anyway, so yeah, Julian Assange has a tweet out there, and he mentions, and I actually didn't link to it below, but the point, it doesn't matter what he exactly said in the tweet, but he mentions Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Monero in it. And we do know that WikiLeaks, I believe they said they were taking Monero, or did they say they were taking Zcash or something? But that doesn't mean that Julian Assange necessarily knows about them. But when he tweets out, we knew he knew about Bitcoin, obviously, but I didn't know he knew about Ethereum and Monero, and especially Monero. Hey, man, so, he's all about secrets and hiding things and everything. So good for you, Monero. Maybe Julian is using you. Hey, man, there is a use case for these anonymous stuff. And speaking of Monero, the other Andreas, who has a blog that I mentioned, I haven't had time to read this, but he has an article about Monero. Monero, private and difficult to use, it's called. So check that out. I linked that to that below. Also, so I do listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube when I'm doing stuff around, when I'm cooking, when I'm doing whatever, when I'm working out. And sometimes I listen to other stuff besides Bitcoin, and I try not to listen to too many political things because it is a waste of your time. But as I've said before, I like Ben Shapiro. I like Ben Shapiro's take on things. He is a very smart guy, very smart guy. And he has his shortcomings too, of course. But today he talked about the culture wars, and just the culture wars is basically a term that just explains all of the mindlessness that's going on in society today. Just the distractions, how people are just waste their time worrying about fitting in, about all of these issues that you shouldn't even worry about. You shouldn't care about. They shouldn't be issues. His take on it was they're influencing people's political decisions. That as it had to do with Trump, that Trump doesn't have to do anything good politically, and he isn't. He's not doing it policy-wise. He's not being conservative at all. But that doesn't matter. He says all the nonsense that makes sense. The stuff that's against Hollywood, and while certain aspects are preaching one side of the culture war, he's preaching the more conservative line of the culture war. Guys, don't get into it. Put yourself outside of this culture war. You don't care what they say. Don't waste a minute on it. Don't waste a breath on these things. They're so silly. Whether a man cuts his penis off or not, what is he? I mean, these things are so ridiculous. They're things that they have nothing to do with your life. It's bread. It is the ultimate bread in circuses, these culture wars, okay? It is the ultimate. And there are good people that get in just caught up in them. You don't have to fight social justice warriors. You just have to think, how am I going to make myself better? Don't worry about these wars that you're not a part of. They aren't real wars. They don't even exist. If you ignore them, they don't exist. They have no effect on your life. They really do not. Whether, seriously, I'm just going to talk about the cutting off again. Anyway, so be outside of the culture wars. And that is my final advice of the day. You'll be a happier person. You'll have more time to yourself to focus on bettering yourself, focusing on learning about cryptocurrency. And that's all about centralization, getting stuck in those battles. You're getting into this centralized matrix thing that you're getting tricked into, and you're getting played. You're getting played if you're worrying about these culture war things. So pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the notes section below, and I will say hello to the people in the chat. Thanks a lot. Bye.